We're doing this live.
We're
Oh,
doing
hey,
live.
we're going live. Um, what up, guys?
You're
Welcome to PR Project episode 61. My key light turned off, so now it's a little dark over here. But hey, it is what it is. We out here rolling. Today is Sunday, the 10th of December. The year is coming to an end. That only means that like stuff's training's about to get popping again too.
smart asses in the chat
Yeah,
early. Love to
yeah.
see it.
We never said 8 p.m. sharp.
Yeah, no, nobody said anything about sharp.
I seen a TikTok and a guy was talking to his wife, and he was like, "I said 3 p.m. That means anytime in the 3 o'clock hour." I'm like, "Oh, this is crazy. This must be Tommy math."
Yeah, no, straight up. Like, wait a minute, y'all said, bro. Listen, all right. So y'all want to hear? Okay, so what happened? Yeah, eight to 9 is on time. Yeah, right. Anywhere in between when the show, the show starts at 8, if it happened in between that hour, sometime it always good. Because like obviously it's probably more entertaining to sit and wait to see when it's gonna start than when we actually get on the live.
They're taking bets in the chat room.
Oh, what do you think they're gonna make it before 8:10?
Over-unders in the chat.
Yeah, right. But yeah, so how y'all feeling, man?
I
Regular.
feel good. This is my first full week back.
Whose birthday is this? Your birthday today?
Birthday vibes close out with the PR project. Shout out Sally.
It's
Shout out
happy
Sally.
birthday,
Sounds
man.
as though it's his birthday.
Happy birthday.
Good stuff.
See, listen, are we able to kick people out the chat or out the group or out the watch? We can't. Okay.
Lauren Hill time. Absolutely. We turn. And we about to come in here and play all the hits.
Okay, let's
Boston,
just jump right into it because Mark started the jokes off and he's also getting to the serious business quickly. Boston Training Block started this week.
Right?
Uh-oh.
I think was that a 18 week?
Yo, can we take a moment and we got graphics now? Like this is what is this?
Hey, no, we had to switch it up on him. We had to switch it up on him. We had to get spicy.
Production value has increased. Okay.
Yeah. All right, so Leia, let's stick to let's happy birthday. Who's singing? Gary, go ahead.
I appreciate your birthday. I'm happy for you. But
that was kind of a tune.
It kind of had a little melody.
You had a melody there by accident. But yeah, let's talk about that because we'll get carried away and talk about everything else in the world. Let's talk about the TRE live stream highlights. This upgrade, Aaron, of the bubble came from like us trying to like figure out how to make the TRE live stream look as like legit as possible. So we found this new little option here, and I think we might as well stick with it because I think it looks good. We could pick a different color. It could get crazy, man. But yeah, so just to talk about, I'll give you my thoughts. Gary could give his thoughts, and Aaron, I know you tapped in, so if you had any feedback for us, that'd be cool too, obviously. But I think TRE live stream went really well. TRE, for those of you that don't know, is the running event. It's an acronym, and it is where all the brands come to meet the retailers or the run specialty retailers, no like big box stores, but talk about what's going to come out next year and what to buy and all that stuff. So it's really like it's a B2B thing. Media like Believe in the Run and Kafuzi over the years have just been going more and more and they've kind of opened up the space a little bit so like media folks can come there too and other influencers. And we pitched the idea to TRE to have us there to do a live stream as a partnership with them. We had 30 or so brands,
30 plus for sure.
30 plus brands come on the show over 2 days, 4 hours each day. 2-hour blocks with the lunch in between. That's not that bad, Gary. I did a good job. It went really well. Like I imagined it could be. I think it exceeded my expectation. I feel like, which is it's like hard to come by. Like if you imagine like something and then somebody actually like delivers. That was amazing. All the brands involved seem to be very excited. And most importantly, TRE, the running event, whose expo it was, liked it as well and is really happy about it. So that's my feedback. It went really well. The highlight for me of the week, of the 2 days, was, I'm probably just gonna steal it. Was Kelvin Kiptum, the world record holder in the marathon that ran 2 hours and 35 seconds. He came on the show with Nike to debut this shoe, the Alpha Fly 3. So he came on the show, talked a little bit, and then the guy who helped design the shoe talked about the shoe and why they made it the way it is and why it's different and smaller and better than the Alpha Fly 2. Gary, what are your thoughts on TRE?
My thoughts, I mean, a lot of it's the same. I thought we killed it. I think the feedback that we got from the various fans in the chats,
there you go,
was all positive. Really, I heard you on Relay this week, and the question was any negatives, and there honestly wasn't any in terms of what was actually on the live stream itself. I think every brand we had on there was engaging. What I've liked about it was we had a lot of different stories to tell, so we weren't telling the same story. Even though there might have been a shoe launch, it wasn't the same story about the shoe launch, and it didn't get overly technical. I thought we killed it. Humble brag.
Yeah, not so humble. But yeah, I think it went really well. And Aaron, did you have a chance to tap in? I know we was popping during work hours.
Yeah,
Oh yeah. I was trying to give you the benefit of the doubt, like I know he'd be busy and all that.
Yeah, no, I had it on my phone, just kind of propped up on my desk, just peeking over when I had the opportunity, because I was working so diligently for the company that pays my bills. So shout out to them. But yeah, you guys did a great job. You kept it engaging, you kept it fun, kept it light, but also tapped into some real interesting topics. But going back just a little bit, I want to apologize to the audience for the cliffhanger that was left the last time we saw you guys. That was not any of our ideas but Tommy. So if you have any feedback, negative or otherwise, on how the last show ended, please direct all your ire towards Tommy Run.
I forgot about that.
I didn't know that was coming. Pause. But I had a feeling when he started setting it up that's where he was going with it. But yeah, I think I may have gotten a DM or two about that. Like it was kind of.
I didn't get. So the funny part was, I didn't get any DMs about it. I think everybody forgot about it. But I appreciate you bringing it back up.
Man, you got unfollowed.
But yeah, see though, Jalen on my side, it made sense once we saw the announcements. It's like, okay,
I don't know, man. Ern wasn't too happy in the group chat for a second.
But see, Ern. The one thing I've learned about Ern is Ern is like an old ornery guy. You know what I mean? Like he's young, he's cool, he's hip, but like he low key be kind of like upset about stuff.
He's get off my lawn guy at heart.
Yeah. He'd be looking out the window like, who? Look at these guys. And look at these. Oh man, but no, it was fun. No, I definitely appreciated that. Made me laugh for a little bit after leaving on hanging like that. So if there's ever an opportunity for me to do it again, that's one thing that I wouldn't take back. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, no, the live stream was great, and I hope that it opens up other opportunities for us to do things as a group and go places and bring that level of, because I think it was very professional as well. Like it wasn't just like a two guys sitting in a booth with like a random backdrop. It was just like, it was a real vibe.
Our TRE went all the way for us, and they were great the whole weekend as well. Super professional, super helpful, cheering us on, whether literally or like just behind the scenes the whole way. They're the best partners we could have had for that, for sure.
Yeah. So thank you so much. Shout out to TRE. Shout out to Gary for doing a great job. Shout out to all the brands and all that stuff. And shout out to the homie Aaron for dropping some topic advice. You know what I'm saying? Like I was able to kind of tap in with Kiptum based on Aaron's diligent research of the sport. And then obviously the one thing that I love though, that I was able to like have Aaron like, hey Aaron, we need your help.
Is it him?
Yeah,
for sure. It's kind of like it wasn't as good. Oh, there we go. I'm gone. Am I back?
You kind of fade in and you glitch.
Oh yeah. But yeah, no, it was great. Thanks for all the help on the graphics, Aaron, because you definitely help us like come into the week with a little more like pizzazz, because it was looking kind of flat for a minute there.
I thought Aaron had one of the funniest comments in the on the YouTube.
What did he say?
When he said, "I thought these guys would be wearing suits," and I just put a little disappointed.
Yeah, like what? Like who gets on who does this show without? We should have worn suits. That's what we should have worn.
It was the little disappointed comment from me that I was like, "That's funny. That's funny."
Right on.
Well, yeah, if y'all gonna do college game day, you got to go all the way. You got to go full Lee Corso.
Well, I wasn't going to do Pat McAfee. I can tell you that.
No tank top.
But then, so after that weekend, if y'all have any questions too, let us know, because we talked to a bunch of different brands about shoes for all of 2024. We literally held some of the shoes that were on the live stream. With the companies were showing them to people in general for the first time ever as well. So if you have any questions for us about what brands we're doing, or like the shoes that you might have seen on the live stream or have seen over the last couple of weeks and on other people's feeds for reviews, we probably talked about those shoes. So drop any questions on stuff in here. What was your favorite moment though, Gary?
I think the first time we got to see the set, and realize, how big that was.
Awesome.
I think that, and just when we had somebody drop out, which I won't discuss because sorry, my Alexa's up. We had somebody drop out, and then we had the replacement guest was probably better than what we could have expected, which was 3 Dots Design. TRE found somebody who wasn't not that we didn't mind having a shoe brand or an apparel company. This was a company that specifically focuses on designing shoe stores, running shoe stores. Kind of like, kind of like when you go into the supermarket and they have all the brands in a certain spot. That's the kind of stuff that she does. It was just a very interesting conversation, something that we didn't expect to have. And with no prep whatsoever, we were able to jump right in and have a really good conversation with her.
What'd she say?
What'd you say?
What'd she say? Retail scientist?
Retail scientist, yeah. They're retail scientists.
What'd she say? Retail scientist?
Yes.
I think there's an echo.
Right.
Is it me?
Is it me?
Hold on.
You asked twice and it sounded funny.
Yeah. It's like a deja vu moment.
But yeah. So I think somebody asked about the Alpha Flies. The Alpha Flies, I think they made Gary a fan of Alpha Flies.
Yeah. I think I mentioned on the show that I've been a big Vaporfly proponent for a while. I've tried the 2s. I raced in the 2s once. They were fine, but the 3s, in the few miles that I ran in them, and we did some work in them too. We just didn't do a jog. You had a workout, so I kind of followed along as best I could. They were super comfy, felt super fast, felt great on foot. I'm probably not going to wear them again until like a big race, but I think the next big race I have, it'll be the Alpha Fly 3s for sure.
Nice.
Yeah. So the Alpha Fly 3s are right here. I only ran in them once as well, so we weren't going to do like a full review on them, but just immediately on the foot, they're much smaller shoe. There's like less shoe going on here because the Alpha Fly 1s and 2s had a lot of like bulkiness. Like even like on the if you're looking down at the shoe, it's much less to like look at. It's much more of a sleek look. It kind of reminds you a little more of like a Vaporfly if you're looking down at it. And then they also have, for the first time, the Alpha Fly normally has that like cut in, Aaron, like after the pod, normally it just cuts in. It's like a big gap in between here, and then this.
Yeah, I remember him saying that they added more to the midfoot for sure.
Right, so this is like a continuous bottom. So it's easier. It's supposed to be easier for like the transition, and all that stuff. So it's really cool. It looks good. I like the look of it a lot. I'm interested to see like what colorways they come out with next, like as they kind of start playing with the colors and making them more available for everybody. When they make them available for everybody. But yeah, I think it's a great shoe. I think there'll be a lot of PRs in the shoe. It felt very fast and very it was like some weird mix between Vaporfly and Alphafly for me. So I like that a lot, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was interesting. I saw a reel from Chris Chung, C Chungy.
Yeah.
And he was saying how the Vaporfly colorway, everything that's orange on the prototype colorway of the Alphafly, everything that's orange is what they changed or updated. So that was kind of cool. I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
I don't know if he made it up or if it's true, but it sounded
sweet.
Yes, it sounds. Yeah, I don't know. There's a bunch of little orange spots on here that like just seem a little. Well, because there's like if you can't see, but yeah, you can. In here is all orange.
Yeah.
And I guess that would technically be where they would have, had that gap before here. And then, yeah, I don't know. I'm a DM him about that. We're like, yo, you on here line.
Mislead the people.
But yeah, and then so. Yeah, no, I'm sure he probably got it directly from them though, because he was like right in their booth. We didn't get a chance to go into anybody's booth really, which was not a bummer, but but I think next year we'd like to have a little bit more time to kind of bounce around. And then Jalen Thomas said he thought it was interesting to hear about the race shoes.
Yeah, the Salomon.
This is the Salomon.
Yeah.
S Lab Spectre. So Salomon has. So Salomon has this is like the contemporary, like I wouldn't say like, I guess it's like the brother or sister shoe of this of the S Lab Spectre. This is the S Lab Phantasm 2.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna try to go big screen so I can make this easier for me. Yeah, so this is this is like their race, this was their race day big shoe, like super shoe, and they found that it's obviously a good shoe and it's obviously made for people to go faster. It has all the super shoe like qualities and high, super critical foam and blah blah blah, and the plate and all that stuff, right? And it's super light and very like, it's like this is made of nothing pretty much. But they found that if people for the folks that are running more like 3:30 to 4 hours or so, overall typically have different form and different things that happen to them as they run because of whatever their studies are. So they said that like this shoe, because it's meant to land for the fastest runners in the world. So not even like talking about for me, but like for people that are like running 210, 205, whatever these paces are, these are more meant for someone landing almost perfectly on that like that sweet spot of a super shoe.
Yeah.
And they're saying that like for somebody that's running 4 hours is running well, but they're on their feet longer. They're not necessarily going to be using that one spot all the time. So it actually could hinder you from having a good experience and get much more uncomfortable and break down more over the longer period of time, because they're meant for someone to be on there and they're racing 2:30 or less. So they came out with these, which is not necessarily like most brands would have like the big shoe and then the one that's cheaper and right under it that has things stripped away from it that makes it like less of a shoe technically. So they sell it for less and it's like the step down. They tried to make a shoe for people that are running 3:30 or more that is not a step down, that has all the same stuff in it and all the technology in it, but a more comfortable on foot, because you're going to be on, you're going to be running for almost an hour and a half, 2 hours more than say like the fastest person in the world, and a larger like heel strike area. So like for people that are striking in the heel, like if you're a heel striker, this over time is going to get real crazy, right? So it's like they did all these different things and tried to keep the weight down, but make it a shoe that's comfortable, but has the carbon fiber plate and has all the stuff that could help a person running, for lack of a better word, slower, have a better experience without like taking away all the stuff that makes this shoe good, So they've officially hired me after that pitch, I believe.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think it's a great. I was really interested to hear that they did that, and my biggest concern, I guess, what I want to hear from them eventually or see is how they sell this without it sound in a short, commercial, and how to make it sound like it's not just like a ploy or like a, this is gonna be, we're still, because they're
gonna have to wait. They're gonna have to sell it in a way that
I don't
second
even know
rate.
what the price is. I think if that Yeah, if that's 250, this I think is 230. You know, so it's not a big jump, but it is a little less.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm interested to see like how they pull that off because I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, and I think other brands are starting to come up with that. I think Salomon's probably one of the, if not the first, but you got, yeah. And I think the science behind it makes sense. And I think they're going to have to, that's how they're going to have to sell it, is the science behind it. Talking about the heel striking versus, the sweet spot of the Phantasm. So don't so much talk about this is a shoe for slower runners. This is a shoe for runners who are going to have a bit more time on feet, who strike the ground at this angle. You know what I mean? I think that's the best way for them to do it.
It's tricky. I mean, especially like in the the time we're in, really. I mean, it's hard to say like what this is for. Like it's
I think it's going to be
it's for a runner. It probably would suit me better than.
It's tough. I think it's going to be important for them to I mean, I think we're already doing it, but to destigmatize the word slow or slower, because it's not a bad word. It's just people, it has bad connotations because we're all in a race, quote unquote. But if they could destigmatize the idea of running a slower marathon, I think that for one would help. And also, I think it would be interesting if they kind of positioned it as also if you are running distances longer than a marathon and you're going to be on your feet for more than 3.5 to 4 hours, but you're still running at a clip that's a little faster than you would normally, than most people, then this comfort racer might be, more your speed. No pun intended, but I think that could be an angle they go with as well.
Yeah, they kept using the term elite versus non-elite, which I think is also another way to say you're not as fast as these guys, so try these shoes, but without saying slow or more time on feet. These are our elite runner shoes, maybe 3 hours or lower. These are our, everyday champion runner shoes who are out there grinding it out for 3.5 to 4 hours. So
yeah, it's not like the basketball motto. So the basketball motto is like, these are the same shoes LeBron James wears, and you can wear them, and you'll get all the benefits that LeBron James gets out of them. But for these, it kind of doesn't make sense for a company to market to people that run under 2 hours and 30 minutes, because that's such a minuscule demographic. Like the biggest chunk of your demo is going to be people that are running slower than 3 hours. So it makes sense to cater to them more, because I mean, your athletes are going to need a fast shoe, but the general population is going to want something fast. That's something that strikes that balance between fast and comfortable.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's that's the other issue they're going to have, Jalen, is that's great that you made a shoe for me, but I still want that LeBron James shoe, so.
Yeah, but nobody's like, so the Vaporfly thing is like, Nike doesn't, most brands don't have a thing for that. Like, it's either the big shoe or it's not, and this is one of the first brands that I've seen that say like, no, we have hopefully, I guess they're saying is we have two big race day shoes. Which one is good for you?
Right.
So we'll see.
And Steve said, isn't it like the New Balance SC?
All right, let's get into your race.
So I don't think so. The New Balance SC, the Supercomp trainer is actually, well, technically it's illegal to race in a race. I mean, that would be for more like competitive runners, but I think the SC trainer, and there are quite a few other super trainers now, I think that kind of falls into a different category, because they're kind of, New Balance is kind of pushing the Supercomp trainer as a companion shoe to their main racer, whereas I believe Salomon looks like they're positioning this new shoe to be a replacement or an alternative to their main racer.
It's a parallel shoe.
Yeah. You wouldn't need them both, but if in a perfect world, New Balance will want you to have the Supercomp trainer for training days or recovery days, but then still have the Supercomp Elite for racing. So it's kind of a different idea.
Yeah, it's like the Supercomp thing is like a family of shoes. Like you could have all of them, and there's different things for each one. I mean, because the Supercomp trainer is literally like this. It's the trainer. Like that's your training shoe. It's heavier. It's more foam. It's meant to just be out on the road. It's not necessarily meant for a fast paces. In comparison to the Elite, where it's literally they shaved off how many ever ounces, and it's meant for speed. So people do race in the trainer because it doesn't really matter unless you're competing for, gold. They don't care like about the illegal part of it. But there are going to be people that race in them because they do offer more comfort than the race day shoe. And I think that's where Salomon's trying to get at is like, let's not like make it just a trainer. Like let's give somebody a race day option that has some of the benefits of these other like super trainer shoes, But that's a good question though, for sure. Yeah. The Super Combat Elite 4 looks good. It does. It looks really nice, actually, especially with the new colors. I had the white one, but the colors make it look even sweeter.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that statement, Tommy.
You're welcome. Hey guys, I'm lagging. Just somebody take the lead here.
It's like millennial pause. Like, wait, what are we doing next?
Hey, somebody tap me in. Yeah, I'm out here live. It's a hurricane. Yeah, can you guys just take over.
Okay, what are we doing next?
Let's see.
TRE. So next, we're doing that. Okay, cool. So, I don't want to intro it. That's weird. Introing it myself.
So Aaron, you ran a 5K last Saturday, correct? Sunday?
Last Saturday.
Last Saturday in your hometown of Pontiac. It was one of the first, if not the first, like 5K in Pontiac.
The first one I can remember for sure.
Yeah. And so I know you're excited about it, and you put some work into training for it. How many entries were there? There's a good amount for a first one.
Yeah, I think it was 70, maybe almost 80 people. So there were a few. There were, I would say, half runners, half walkers. So it was a.
This was what Ernst called it the Yaktown 5K. But I think it's pretty nice, to have a hometown 5K, especially out in Pontiac. So who put it on? Tell me about it and how'd the race go for you?
All right. So it was actually called Run Elf Run. So it was kind of a holiday themed race. It was prior to the holiday parade in downtown Pontiac. So that was cool. Santa Claus was there, kind of a big deal. So yeah, it was a cool race. Ran through like the main street, downtown Pontiac, which is Saginaw, a place that I've been a bunch of times throughout my life. Pontiac is not the biggest city in the world, but it's a cool small town. It's where I grew up and kind of came of age. So it was really cool to come back and race my first ever race in the city, within the limits of the city, because I feel like I've raced in so many places around the Metro Detroit area, but never really had the opportunity. I've ran a lot of miles in Pontiac in training and all that, but I've never raced in Pontiac. So that was cool. It was a nice route. Pontiac can be hilly, but this was a pretty straight and pretty flat route. Just a few slight gradual rollers, but nothing too crazy. I brought home the win. That was cool to bring home first place in my first ever race in the inaugural running of the race. So that was a special moment for me. I'm not gonna lie, it felt really good, and I felt strong throughout.
Did you get to break the tape?
Unfortunately, there was no tape, but I ran through the arch, so, and I was the first one to do it, so that was cool. And I've never won a race before.
Nice.
And I pretty much like led start to finish, so I felt like it was a good showing in my hometown. It was definitely worth waking up early for on a Saturday. I didn't stay for the parade, unfortunately, but it looks like my brother was master of ceremonies because he was doing everything. That guy is crazy. But yeah, it was a great race. I had a great time, and I'm glad I did it. I kind of had no choice but to do it because the first race in Pontiac, I kind of had to come and let my presence be felt. So I feel like I did that, and that was super cool. So
That's awesome. You said you led from start to finish. When we were talking earlier this week, when you guys, it was an out and back. So when you did the turnaround, was that really the only time you felt some pressure because you saw somebody like seeing how close they may or may not have been as you made the turn?
yeah, so I would glance like a little bit, but it's very hard to see what's going on behind you when you're running like at 5K pace. So I would glance and I saw one person, but they weren't that close. But then we hit the turnaround, which was like a complete 180-degree turnaround on an out and back 5K. And as I headed back towards the finish, I felt like the person behind me was gaining on me. And I couldn't calculate in my brain how far they were from the turnaround or how far we were from the turnaround when I was passing them. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to I can't just cool out and just jog it in. I really might have to stay engaged and actually finish this out strong, which I did. I've never ran a 5K where I ran mile 3 faster than any of the other miles. So that was cool. I kept it, I'm not going to say conservative, but I kept it in a comfortably hard effort for the first couple miles.
Yeah.
And then that last mile, I felt like I had enough in the tank to really step on the gas. So that was cool. It was my third fastest 5K time. And I feel like doing that during a period of what we might call the off season or the preseason is promising. It's promising looking out towards the spring races and everything. So it's a cool little boost, cool little pick me up, and a way to break up the monotony of off season training.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Shout out, Ron.
Good job.
Thank you, Tommy.
just say 2 words at a time. But
So,
yeah, no, I think that's dope.
I appreciate it. But as I was racing on that Saturday, I believe Tommy was racing on that Saturday as well, or was it Sunday? It was that same weekend. Tommy
Saturday.
Yeah, I think you were racing at the same time that I was racing. So Tommy flew directly from TRE to Orlando to run the Orlando half marathon with I believe you were out there with Puma.
Yeah.
On behalf of Puma.
Yeah. So I'll do the story, but if I start getting weird, just cut me off. Yeah. So
you meant your connection. My bad. Go ahead.
We're done.
So hey, we're done. Good story. So I went from TRE to Orlando to run the half technically it was with Track Shack. Track Shack is the organization or the store that's going to be hosting the Olympic marathon trials for the US in February. So they brought the folks out to preview the course and just check out the area and see what they got going on. So it was really nice. Great, a lot of fun. The half had nothing to do with the course. I think we ran on a couple streets maybe that they're going to run on. But it was also 72 degrees at the start. I had not high hopes for the race at all, but I definitely wanted to get after it just a little bit. And I was humbled very quickly. 72 degrees is not very fun to run in with 98% humidity. So I after mile 3, I think I just said I'd rather not die in Orlando. So I just didn't. Pulled over a little bit, had some fun, jogged it out, did a couple strides here and there. It turned out to be a really decent workout type of vibe, but it was a really great trip to have done right after TRE. Very long week, obviously, because of that, but it was a great opportunity to get down there and see what Orlando's going to look like and see where the fan zones are going to be. I didn't ever think that I'd be telling people if you're free to do something and you like running and you're free, pull up to Orlando because they're gonna have so many spots for fans to sit and chill and have there's gonna be food trucks and it's gonna be crazy. So honestly, if you really love American marathoning right now and
And let's face
or
it,
the women's or the men's side.
American Marathon
Pull up,
racing
it'll be
is
a
hot
lot of
right
fun.
now.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
especially women's. Did you say
No,
that?
I just said
Yeah.
overall, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, we in the women's side is so many people, so many characters that people really like, you know, like and really want to see do well. The men's side is getting better, but I feel like the women have done a better job, like with like the likes of like Molly Seidel and like Kira D'Amato, who have like really shared their journeys and really have like they openly have fun on camera and with their socials and stuff like that. They're kind of like that super athlete that kind of gets the social side and like the performance too. So I think it'll be really fun, man. Like, and I'm hoping to get like PR Project some type of a look there so we can enjoy as well, like in person.
Yeah, that'd be great. I think the way you described it, you know, because it's what 3 8-mile loops, so it's it's a good course to spectate because most marathon courses, you know, you're gonna get 1, maybe 2 looks depending on the city you're in. This sounds like you might be able to get like a good look at the field a couple times, or at least 3 times, which is nice.
So there's one spot. There's this spot where they have a fan zone. It's like right in front of this really big building, where it's just like it's probably a football field or bigger, maybe, where they're gonna have all these food trucks and things, and that'll be a spot where the runners will pass 4 times. Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
What's Orlando like their food scene? What is it? What's good there? They know?
I don't know.
It's a good question.
I mean,
is it just
funnel cakes, pretzels?
It's just Disney leftovers, really. I'm guessing.
Corn dogs. I don't know, really, man.
Hey,
I don't know.
I'm not gonna lie.
Corn dog.
Find a vegan corn dog, bro.
If I find a vegan corn dog, we going through there.
That is one delicacy I miss from my. Yes, I used to love corn dogs. Corn dogs are an American delicacy, bro. I'm telling you.
Oh man.
Even breakfast corn dog with the pancake and sausage.
Okay, now that's different. That's different. Don't you that is some serious business right there. Hold up. Bro, I almost just could taste it. But pause. Listen. And then you did it pour some syrup. Oh my god,
bro.
Yeah.
That I forgot about.
All right.
that.
So I guess what we're gonna do is we're gonna go to Orlando and take over the food scene.
PR Project. Yeah, PR Project. Joffrey's is legit in MCO. I don't even know what that means, but
it's airport code. That's airport code. You're trying to earn.
Oh, okay.
Oh my god, bro. Oh my god, bro.
That's airport code.
Ern don't even know how to like get out of the airport, bro. Come on. Hey, Ern had a workout. He was doing intervals and accidentally said terminal. I'm like, bro, chill, dog. chill.
Cuban. Okay, that makes sense.
But somebody said something earlier that I thought was. Oh, is it?
I mean, it's Miami.
Okay. Well, I mean, I didn't have the mentality to get it right and go out there and find some food, you know. I went to the Orlando Magic game.
I saw that. They're good too. They're really good.
It was so they won that day they won their 9th game in a row.
It's like watching a kung fu movie.
That was the
somebody gets out me subtitles.
Listen. All right. But can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you the whole time. It's just a delay. Like your lips move and then
okay. All right, you can hear me though. That's all that matters to me. But it was their first time, it was their longest winning streak since like 90 something.
Yeah.
Since 1990 something.
Yeah, they're legit. They are legit. Something we can't say.
9 games just seems such.
Our home team
we got nothing. Pistons got nothing.
18-game losing streak, I believe.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That is pretty amazing.
Yeah,
that's more impressive than 9 games straight, bro.
It's like the Flint Tropics.
18, yeah, like. I mean, you know
19-game losing
How
streak.
bad you got to be on? It's almost like on purpose at this point. 18 in a row.
19 in a row. My bad.
That's crazy. All right. Oh, okay. Correction. But so we're starting. Somebody mentioned earlier, this is the beginning of Boston training for people. If you're doing an 18-week, I'm 11 weeks away from my marathon. You guys would be, how far are y'all?
Whatever Boston is, just take 2 days.
Boston 18. Oh, so yeah, so 18 weeks. Are y'all going into this like training block with like, because every time it seems like we have a new revelation, we ran a race, had a thought, I got to work on this or whatever. Y'all got a new thought or like revelation that y'all leaning into this training block?
I think for me, I thought New York training went well. I just think I wasn't ready for the route. So, but I thought the miles I put in were good. The workouts I put in were good. I kind of want to just stick to the same mentality and just, change up the hill work a bit because it's a different type of hilly course. I've run Boston before, so I know it. I know it. I mean, I'm not an expert. I've only run it once, but I think kind of keeping the same training mentality of big miles, strong workouts, and keeping the same goal that I had for New York. Not changing too much. Kind of focusing on locking in my nutrition a little bit better and electrolyte and fueling. But other than that, it's just maintain.
Yeah, I would agree. My fall block went well. Hit my goal in my goal race in Indy. So not going to look to change up things too much. But I do I've been telling myself like every workout and pretty much every run, just like give it your all. Like don't shortchange yourself. Don't don't let those thoughts like limit you, because I've been in workouts or even races. There's been times where I let my thoughts kind of like limit what I'm capable of. But this time around, I'm just like fully like, I'm just going to fully buy into whatever my coach is telling me and like give it my all and leave no stone unturned really. So I feel like this is the block that is going to be the breakthrough. So just like firmly believing in that, firmly just holding on to that idea and just giving it everything I have to make it happen.
Yeah, no, I think I'm in the same kind of state of mind as you. I feel like the training for Berlin went really well. But I was telling Gary, I don't think that I had any workout other than the one I chose to do in the middle of the day when it was like 80 degrees. I don't think I had any workout where I like had to go to a place to finish the workout. Like it was all, I felt really fit. I felt really good. So I think in training, I feel like if you're going to have a big breakthrough at times, you need to have moments where you can recall that you fought through a finished workout or a long run or something. And I feel like I didn't put myself in that spot enough. So I talked to my coach and I'm like, I need more miles probably for sure. And I need maybe slightly more challenging like workouts. So I'm gonna lean into that a bit,
Yeah, that makes sense. Pushing yourself to kind of get into that headspace that you'll be in when you have to make that decision in the race.
Yeah.
Like that's like the make or break really is when you hit that spot in the race where you have to make a decision like, okay, either I'm going to take myself to a place that I'm not 100% sure I'll be able to get to, or I'm going to stay here and play it safe. So yeah, I think that's a great idea. And I think it'll be a value down the line to you for sure.
Cause it's like, if there's in some of those moments when you like have a big workout and then you just randomly like, you just decide to stay there and you get that, you push through. And even if you finish that workout slower, but you didn't stop, if you don't have those moments where you get through that, sometimes like on race day, no matter how much you want to do well, it could be like an uppercut out of nowhere. It's like, I didn't feel this at all in training. Like, what's happening? Then you start thinking, oh, maybe today's not the day. And then you start rolling in this direction. So like, and that's why I also like I'm tagging back into like be very diligent with the strength training because I just want to check off all the boxes, and make sure that I'm healthy. I'm not going to overdo it, but do it that the right way, not get injured, obviously, knock on wood. But I want training to be tough again because I remember 2 years ago, some of the stuff that we're doing now was just like, remember we got to 80, Aaron, and we were just like, yo, it's crazy. But now we get to 70 somethings and it's kind of like, oh, we're good, and that's not enough. Maybe, sometimes you just got to lean in a little more or go harder on workouts or something. So I'm going to push to make sure I'm uncomfortable.
I think I had that moment today. So I was supposed to do 6 by mile at a half marathon a half marathon effort.
Mm-hmm.
And we met up at the famous Seven Sisters route in Lake Orion. And at interval number 3, we went over the actual Seven Sisters portion of the route, and it was unforgiving, very unforgiving. And in my mind, I was thinking like, okay, I can cut this down to 4 by mile, or I can cut this down to 5 by mile and just call it, because like that third interval really hit me in the chest. And but once I got over it, I'm just like, no, I'm gonna finish this out as prescribed. Even if I can't get to that at that pace that I'm supposed to be, I'm still gonna give it the effort, and I'm still going to just push through and see what my legs will do and how my body will respond to making it through those hills and running on flat on a flat surface, because I got down to the trail and then I went out and back on the trail. And the last 2 intervals were faster than that third and fourth one that were over the hills. So I felt like that was a good opportunity to really force myself and kind of show myself that I can make it through a dark portion of a workout or a dark portion of a race and still be able to respond and get my body to cooperate. So I feel like that was kind of a moment of breaking through that I needed to do, even though it's so early in the block. But I feel like also, since it is early in the block and I'm kind of still lower in mileage, that I have a little more wiggle room to make decisions like that. I'm going to the well, but I know that I'm not in the middle of a 60 or 70 mile week. And so I've got a little more room to play around with intensity and effort. So I went for it, and I was happy that I did that, and I was satisfied with the outcome, even though I may not have hit all the intervals, all the times on the intervals. I felt like the effort was there, and more importantly, the confidence was there to get after it and just do it.
Yeah. I mean, you're safe right now.
Yeah, because those hills aren't. They're not cool at all. I mean, they're just not. I've run that a handful of times, just on a regular, not even any pressure, and I still struggled at the end of that run because those hills come at the end of the route. So today was probably the best day I've ever had on the hills. But it's probably a lot of it due to the experience I've had in the miles I've been putting in overall. But I mean, even I was feeling it, and not that I'm super great at hills, but I'm not too bad at them. Yeah. And that hurt.
Yeah. I watched y'all get smaller and smaller in distance. And I'm just like, this is terrible. This is not fun at all. Why are we subjecting ourselves to this? But then I had that thought in the back of my mind, that it's going to suck now. It's going to be bad now, but you would rather it be bad now than in a race. So that was my guiding light for the day.
Yeah. I want to see what your thoughts are on this, Aaron.
So Mark asked, I've used Hanson plan before, but am going to extend the long runs to 18 and 20 and do some marathon pace blocks in those runs. Opinions? Mark, I think that's a good idea as far as the distance, as long as 18 or 20 is not pushing you up. And I think I have a good idea of the paces you run. As long as 18 or 20 mile long runs are not pushing you over the 3-hour barrier, then I think you'd be fine doing that. If you are doing the traditional Tuesday, Thursday workout splits, so the Tuesday speed day and then Thursday marathon tempo, I think maybe throwing marathon pace into the Sunday run might be a little overkill, especially if you're making those Sunday long runs a little faster. I mean, a little longer. So I would say yes to adding the volume, but I wouldn't recommend coming, because I know especially longer, like later into the block, it calls for 8, 9, 10 mile tempos on Thursday.
Mm-hmm.
So I think if you do that on Thursday, then don't push it past like long run pace on a long run on a Sunday, just to give your body the opportunity to recover and really like absorb that training stimulus. And 3 workouts in a week because you're basically turning a long run into another workout, and that might be a little overkill. So I would say yes, if you can do 18 or 20 miles at long run pace, easy to long run pace, which is like easy to moderate, and it's not over 3 hours, go for it. That would probably be beneficial to you. But yeah, the marathon pace blocks, if you want to do it, I wouldn't say anything more than like 2 miles, maybe a fast finish or something like that. But save it for the days that you're supposed to be running marathon pace.
Yeah, I think Luke talks about folks who want to change up their plans after a successful block. And, Luke kind of comes out and says, don't, just keep the same block and kind of get all you can out of that. So you had a successful block the first time. Why change it up now? Try to milk that for all it's worth. So there's that aspect of it as well. So if you're still doing the very basic plan, it still has 16-mile long runs. Until it's not working for you, Luke says, why change it? If you feel like you're ready for an intermediate plan, you could do that, which will give you the longer mileage on the Sunday runs. But if it's working for you, and I know you'd be cued off of this original plan, there's something to be said for why change it.
If it ain't broke, don't break.
I think we like have that like desire to always like up a level and take it to the next thing and then keep going. But I mean, if you stay in that same plan, you could still change up your pacing. You put your pacing, you put your new pacing in the new form. And one thing for sure, like, I mean, I do longer miles at this point too, but I did, 4 training blocks, probably 3 to 4 training blocks in this with once or something like that. Hanson's is meant to be really heavy throughout the week. Like it's not about like, oh, I got that 24 miler in or that 22 miler in. It's a lot of work during the week and you feel really tired by then. So you really sometimes just get that 16 done. So you're ready for Tuesday, because my workout's on Wednesday. So sometimes we go a little crazy on a Sunday, but I have, 2.5 full days to recover. So it's also not about like what you did before the run. Can you recover before the next workout and actually maximize that next workout too?
Right.
Yeah. But that's a good question though, because I know people want to change and like up a level and have variety, like you said. But yeah, do what you got to do. But it's like, just be careful, because you don't want to you don't want to overreach.
Yeah, and then I mean, we're not coaches either, so continue to do your research, and if you have access to Luke or the group, definitely reach out to them and get the advice from Luke or his team as well.
Yeah, because that's one thing about Luke. He's very good at getting back to people and kind of providing more context to why certain things are the way they are in the plan. So I think that helps. Also, if you have the book, to be able to go back and reference the book and read on the idea and the meaning behind it. There's a method to it. The book is literally called The Hanson's Marathon Method. So yeah, I would say also if you can get your hands on a book and kind of familiarize yourself with the tenets of why he structures the plan like he does, I think you'd have more context as to what you can tweak and what might be a good idea.
Yeah. Like, what changes fit, because there's definitely a bunch of fit. Like if you went and got a coach through them now, they're still going to use the same tenets, but they know like how to tweak things that so it won't overload like the back end of your training block. You don't want to have a great training block, and because of these small changes you've made that don't change any of the other days, well, you don't want to leave your race day like 3 weeks before the race.
I agree, because I've done that and it sucks.
Yeah. Alexis says she's going to focus on extra quad strengthening and give extra practice for downhill form for Boston. I think that's a pretty solid idea.
I think so too. I think you also need to make sure you focus on extra hamstring because they work together. I remember Audrey at Ramp. She was always saying, if you work on your quads, you got to work on your hamstrings in an equal amount. So keep that in mind when you're doing the extra work there.
Yeah, I think any of those like running, silly looking like workouts for like the quads and abductors and all that other stuff. I think all that comes into play. I don't think either time in Boston like my quads were like overly.
Yeah.
Take
You can do it. Get it out. Come on, you can say it.
I think he was going to say he doesn't think his quads were ever super destroyed from Boston, which makes sense. It's time. But his and there he goes. I think that's a good point though, Gary. You want to make sure you're working on the front side and the back side, not just focusing everything on the quads and just hoping that they somehow push you through. So
yeah,
absolutely. Let's see. So Tommy has taken to the comment section. I think that's all we had. Q&A is still open though. So if you guys have any more questions, we are here to answer questions. Let's see, Gary, what do you got? Miles for me. Yeah. And that's a great idea too, Dante. I think you've gotten quite a bit out of the current mileage diet that you've been on. And as long as you can safely add volume, I think it's always a good idea. Because you just want to keep building that engine up, and it'll carry you through all the races too. Having the bigger the engine, I feel like the more you can really sharpen and put some top end speed on it, but have to have that strong foundation. So more miles is always a good idea.
Yeah. And like you mentioned, Dante has actually been, safely putting up bigger miles, weekly mileage. I might dare say, except for today, she's a fan of hills now, which is new.
It's a very unlikely turn of events.
Yep. But I think once you have successful hill workouts and marathons that are mostly successful in the hills, you kind of get used to them and you don't hate them as much.
Yeah, absolutely. And Mark says, shout out to Alexis on her 10K PR, third overall. And wait.
I think that's OA, not OF.
Okay.
I would assume.
But then what is MF? She was the first motherfucker. Yes, PR bell. Ring the PR bell for Alexis for a 10K PR. That's awesome. The 10K is a treacherous race. So to PR in the 10K, I'll always salute because it's like 30 to 40 minutes of terror and then you finish. So
you need me to look up Urban Dictionary?
Overall female and masters female.
Okay. All right.
So third overall female, first masters female, faster as a master. We've got some very strong season runners. So yeah, shout out.
Congrats.
And then Maurice says he's trying to increase mileage and not get sick or hurt. I got the key to both of those things. I don't know how you are with this, but I can promise more sleep will help you on both of those fronts, because you want it like they. I follow a lot of people that say that sleep is the number one legal performance enhancing thing, because your body does so much recovery and you get so much benefits out of a good night's rest. So if you can increase your sleep, increase your quality of sleep, go for it. That is a big unlock as far as not getting sick and not getting hurt. So on top of intelligent and sound training, more quality sleep goes a long way.
For sure. Agreed.
Alexa says thanks. She's been called AMF before. I think we all have.
Yeah.
The first one. So, shout out to you. So I don't know if we'll get Tommy back. I think he froze in the backstage right now. That's crazy. So let me see. I think that is the last of the actual topics we had today, and we are coming up on 1 hour. So just want to say thank you everybody for joining today. Tommy is back. I don't know if I'm putting him on here, but Tommy is back. We looking at him backstage. So yeah, thank you for tapping in with us. Make sure to follow the PR Project on Instagram. Here's Tommy. Maybe Tommy, you've gotten darker, bro.
He's in the void.
So I think this is payback from the live stream gods for Tommy leaving y'all high and dry last time we saw y'all. So yeah, we will go ahead and wrap this thing up. Gary, got anything you looking forward to this upcoming week?
Just to keep the mileage up. 50 miles this week after doing I think 47 total over the past 3 weeks. So I'm feeling good. Just want to keep up. Maybe I'll jump in another workout with y'all on Wednesday and Sunday, same. But kind of just enjoying it before. I think I start on the 2nd of January for Boston. So right now, just building up that base and getting ready to go.
Nice. Yeah. You've been able to jump right back into it, and that is super crazy to me because I feel like my first few weeks back into it is always crazy. Also, yeah, be sure to subscribe here on YouTube. Yes. Also, if you are in the Metro Detroit area and you want to come run with us on Sundays, we are putting together this long run situation, winter long run business situation. So if you're in the area, or if you plan on being in the area anytime soon, hit me up on Instagram. I'll give you the address of the long run for that week, and you can pull up and lay down some mileage with us.
Yeah, because running in the winter sucks, and if you have to do it, might as well do it with the group.
Absolutely. And we might even flash mob a Planet Fitness here and there, depending on the weather. So we'll see how it goes. We might even get kicked out for that. Just a whole line of people running on the treadmill for an hour and a half, like crazy people.
Actually,
that would be kind of cool. We might have to do that. Yeah. So we'll see you guys next week. We'll be here, same time, same place. Subscribe on YouTube.
Hey,
there's Tommy.
hey, black ass.
Go ahead and give us the official send off or whatever.
I don't even know if it's gonna work. See y'all later. We out.